This becomes a problem when you're not actually eating enough for the demands of the type of training that you're trying to do. I see this really, really often with ladies who have this like set calorie number in their head, which is actually why the other day I had you guys put in like a question box of like what calorie number you're afraid to go over. That was actually really informative for me. And this just goes to show how much of an influence diet culture has on so many women, thinking that less is better with food and more is better with training. The issue comes in when you're trying to feel like an athlete and eating like a dieter. And you have to consider, if you're trying to train like intensely, you have to feel for that. You can't expect to be eating like max 1,800 calories a day and expect that your period is just going to be coming every month. And especially if you have gone through a period of weight loss, or you are somebody who is underweight, or you are too lean. There's obviously a lot of nuance within that, because some people can maintain in a little bit of a more leaner physique, but they're probably fueling adequately for their training needs. So I feel like there's just this huge thing right now in the online space where so many women are so afraid to lift heavy weights because they think it's going to ruin their hormones. And like, that's just not the case at all. Like, if anything, lifting weights is amazing for your metabolic health. It improves insulin sensitivity and it's great for your bones long term. So I don't want us to think that training is the reason why your periods are missing. Not the case. It's like, if you're training and you're doing lots of cardio and you're training really heavy weights, and again, you're in a deficit for a prolonged period of time, like that is what's going to cause issues. This is why I love what I do as a dietitian, because I'm able to show my clients that food is not something that you have to be feared of, and you get to eat a lot of it, especially if you do have training goals. My whole philosophy as a dietitian is for all of my ladies to be healthy, and we can't just look at a number on the scale and say that you're healthy if your internal health is not actually reflective of that. When I'm looking at a client who's struggling with a missing period, we also see things like a sluggish thyroid, a downregulated metabolism, constipation, and these are all areas that we have to really address on a more functional level to get your body back into optimal. You are not put on this world to be the smallest version of yourself. You're here to be the healthiest and strongest and most vibrant version of yourself. And you can't do that if you're giving your body the bare minimum. So all that to say, most of the ladies that I work with are very active ladies, and that's usually not an issue, but sometimes we do have to make adjustments to your training for a little bit to actually allow your body to heal. And again, this is a really individualized approach that I take with every single one of my clients, because everybody has their own unique history. So if this is something that you feel like you've been struggling with for a very long time and you're not really sure what next steps to take for your body, I'd love to help you with this. I do have some spots open for November and December.